All right, so I want to start off by saying rest in peace to all those who lost their lives in the senseless, tragic situation that happened in Louisiana before the game. Uh, for those who are hurt or just traumatized and stuff like that, I wish y'all, especially those who are hurt, I wish y'all a speedy recovery. Uh, I I would say seek therapy. For those who, even for those who have, just witnessed the situation, because even just witnessing something can be very traumatic and give you nightmares and things of that nature. So sincerely hope that uh, everybody just seek physical, mental therapy about the situation. Talk to you don't even, it don't even have to be like a therapist. It can be like your friend, your family, somebody who really trust. People who don't or won't judge you. Um, and then just constantly talk to them about it until you feel okay with life, until you feel good with life. Um, it's just crazy that that stuff happens. So who would have thought that Notre Dame would pull off the upset? Obviously not me. I didn't think Notre Dame was going to win this game. Not by a long shot at all. They were a favorite. Hmm. Well, according to ESPN Bet, they were a favorite by let's just say 2 points. It was 1.5. Obviously, it was because Carson Beck wasn't playing due to him injuring his arm. He then declared for the NFL draft. So, which basically puts all the weight on Stockton's shoulders. And the way that, uh, I mean, of course, they're going to hype Stockton up in these video packages. But, basically in high school, he was a winner. They basically, you know, talked about how he's a winner, how players and people, they gravitate to him, how they love him, stuff like that. And I mean, won me over, you know, so I had high hopes for him. And now he's more mobile than Carson Beck. So now kind of opens up the offense a little bit more, but he can't throw better than Carson Beck. Well, as many interceptions as Carson Beck been throwing this season, I don't know. But let's talk about what Notre Dame did, right? Let's talk about the greatness of Notre Dame. This team, so stats, right? Georgia did have 16 first downs, right? But they were 2 for 12 on third downs. They were 0 for 3 on fourth downs. They did outgain Notre Dame. They had 234 passing yards in comparison to Notre Dame's 90. Right? They had a completion, yards per pass was 7.3 in comparison to 3.8. Rushing, Notre Dame took over that with 154 to 66. They have 4.2 yards of rushing in comparison to 2.3. They even had more penalties. 10 Notre Dame 10 penalties for 75 yards versus Georgia's 5 penalties for 36 yards. But Georgia also had two costly uh, turnovers, which led to, I believe, 10 points. Um, They had one fumble in the second quarter that it was a strip fumble, and I think that just basically changed the whole ball game right then and there. Like you can feel all the momentum swing over to Notre Dame. Time of possession was, I mean, was just 3 minutes off. 31 minutes 47 seconds versus 28 minutes and 13 seconds. But I mean, Gunnar Stockton, he didn't play bad. He had, like I said, 234 yards and a passing touchdown. But he did have those two turnovers. But one play that sticks out to me is the play where um, we had sideline interference. Stockton throws it to Smith on the right side. He's running down the sideline, and then he gets tackled around like the 8-yard line or so. But now they got to back up 15 yards because a player who he's not even in rotation. He don't even have pads on. This man has sweats in his jersey on. Whether he's a red shirt or whatever, he just, the commentators were saying that, he might have cost, like if Georgia was to lose the game, then that play might be looked back at as the play that cost them the game, right? But Georgia ends up getting 3 points for it. But even if you did give them the other 4 points and the game plays out the way it plays out, they still lose by 6 points. So for those who are saying, like, that shouldn't even be a call or whatever, they even like froze a picture and said the ref was basically outside the ref box. So let me explain. So the sideline, like the white strip, right, is 3 to 5 yards wide, right? And then 2 to 3 yards after that is called the coach's box. After the coach's box, you have the player's box, right? So first off, as a red shirt, right, you shouldn't even be ahead of those who are in pads. Even if those who are in pads are fourth stringers, you should not be in front of them. There's reasons why we see most red shirts standing on the bench and things of that nature. You should not be nowhere close, because if a player gets called, then they gotta maneuver around you and all the rest of these bodies. Like, just stay in the background, play your position, right? He decides to cut in front of all these people, cut in front of the coach's box, and get so close that he bumps into the referee, which leads the referee into throwing the flag. And then you can see, after that play, he sat on the bench the whole time. And then later in the game, when the game was out of, not out of hand, but it was definitely on lock, the cameraman put the camera on him, and he had like the saddest face in America, right? But it is what it is, right? So as I'm looking at the game, it's not like Notre Dame was, destroying them. It wasn't until um they had a 10-play drive for 32 yards, right? Because the punter, he got to the 38 and 32 yards, kicked the field goal, and then they had a strip fumble, and then that led to a 1-play touchdown, which made it 13-3, and then end of half. So coming out of halftime is 13-3, right? And then at third quarter, started third quarter, right? They kicked the ball down. Everybody, usually there's no, you would think, UGA will come out, have the mindset of, okay, we're going to change the whole ball game. No, they kicked the ball. Uh, Harrison takes the ball, runs up the hash. They always tell you, when it comes to returning, just follow the hash. Take you to the glory, right? You follow the hash, which Harrison did, and then he bounced it to the right, broke a few tackles, took it down the sideline, made it 20-3. After that, a couple punts from both teams, and then UGA, they're driving, and then they ended up throwing a pass to Cash Jones down Georgia's left sideline off of, it looked kind of like a play action wheel route. Not exactly sure why he was so open. Because it was it man. I don't necessarily know. Like by the way the linebacker played it, I don't know if the linebacker thought there was somebody else to the right of him that should have been over there and guarded the running back, because usually when with linebackers, it's whoever comes your way is yours, typically. But I guess he didn't know that he was the furthermost guy out there, because the corner uh ran with the wide receiver. So he ain't pay attention over there. Cash Jones bobbles, makes the catch, falls into the end zone. And after that, it was just basically long drives after long drives. It was 8 plays, and then Georgia had 4 plays. And then Notre Dame came back with 8 plays, and then kicked the field goal. And then Georgia had 11 plays, but gets stopped on downs.
The year.
So the next play down,
They average 128 rush yards per game, just 36th in the country. Here's one of those Notre Dame special team situations. They're so creative. They substitute, so Kirby Smart knows he has to be allowed to substitute. The officials stand in there. Leonard and the offense back out there. Will they really snap this and go for it with nearly 2 yards to go? Play clock at 3. And now movement by Georgia, it seemed. There is a flag. Leonard throws it deep. Diving attempt by Bo Collins. Kirby Smart.
Offside, number 11. Wow. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
That right there is all head coaching. I mean, that is all on Marcus Freeman being creative. They get all the defenders on there, and they are in such chaos trying to get lined up, anticipating quarterback run. They don't think about the fact that the snap count could be a half-second delay, which allows Jalen Walker to lean over into the neutral zone.
Right? Because it would be just like a normal substitution. So with him not touching the ball, he's technically not set, which now allows everybody to sub out. And it's not like it messed up everything, because the thing is that also gave Georgia time to substitute as well, because you see the ref has his hand on the center telling him not to snap the ball, because Georgia needs their time to substitute. And the thing is, right, there was like maybe 5-6 seconds left when the ref left the center. Georgia could have took up as much of that time as possible trying to sub people out, but they didn't. Instead, they try to rush it. So Ryan Leonard, he claps his hands, but people, especially me, noticed that the wide receiver false started. So technically, Notre Dame got lucky with that. They should have been punting the ball, but they didn't. They attracted the offsides, and the rest is history. But we'll see how things go when they play Penn State. And until then, I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm out.